Alright, and welcome back for some Crusader Kings, an epic Norse campaign start. So, jumping back into it, where we left off, it did take me 6 attempts, as I said at the end of my last video. 6 attempts to subjugate Sjaland, Denmark, as a Svajad, Sweden start. And where we left off, we are watching Westergothia and Ostergothia, Westergotland and Austergotland, duke it out. And we're going to subjugate the winner because we have the ambition to become the King of Sweden. The purpose of, as a small reminder, the purpose of the subjugation war against Denmark from the start was your first subjugation can be against anybody on the map, and regardless of whether you have the become king ambition, if you use your first subjugation against someone in the Jujur kingdom that is your ambition, then you will essentially waste that subjugation war. That first war is wasted because you get unlimited subjugation as the Vikings against anybody in the Jujur title. So that was the idea. That's what we did. We finally pulled it off. Small backstory with that I think I got into in the first video. My second Sweden playthrough, I did it and I pulled it off. Second ever Sweden playthrough, I did it and I pulled it off, and I thought it was more skill based than RNG based, so it is RNG based. I did have to do some restart scumming, but moving past that, we are watching in the center of the screen here these two countries duke it out. We are going to subjugate the victor. That is the plan. We also have a claim on Gotland, so we might go ahead and just attack them. There is a defense pact that has formed against us that disbanded, but we still are threatening a little bit. So we might go ahead and attack Gotland. Oh, Ostergothia just won. A new defense pact from Finland has formed. And that's a pagan defense pact. But nobody else is in it except for Finland and Gotland. And that would... I don't know if that would count as a defensive war for Finland, because the defensive pagan faiths, which Suomenosko, I think that's how you pronounce it, the Suomenosko people, if they're in a defensive war, they can spend piety to raise like 2,000 or 2,500 troops at a time, just like in our intrigue menu here, we can raise offensive tribal armies for 500 prestige, which is 2,500 troops. So that's kind of to offset our Zerg ability and being able to go and attack anybody that we want to go and attack. Hopefully, oh, Ostergothia won, and that's what we wanted. We wanted Ostergothia to win because I am pretty sure that when you declare a subjugation war against another faction, that if the owner of that faction is of a ducal level, so Ostergothia is a duchy, and the dude in Ostergothia has Ostergothia, Just, and Oland. So when we usurp him, we should get Ostergothia and Just, and then he will keep Oland. The same thing happened with our war against Denmark. King Wartooth died, and his son in Scania inherited Sjaland and Finn and the ducal title. And when the war ended, we usurped the ducal title, and with it Sjaland and Finn, because Hrokar of Scania, who now hates us, we're probably going to want to kill him and let his son take over, who also doesn't quite like us, but that's just because of a short reign penalty. But because he owns Scania, he got to keep those lands, and we got the de jure lands in the title that we usurped. So we are looking pretty good. We're going to have a nice little domain here in a minute. We're at 6 of 8 on our domain cap, so this is going to put us right there. Attacking Goatland is going to put us at 9, which is going to kind of suck, but maybe we'll give a land away. Maybe we'll hold on to them or hold off on attacking Goatland while we subjugate some other people until Ragnar, the focus of this campaign, is preparing the world for Ragnar's adulthood, becomes old enough that we can just give him one, and hopefully we won't have any more sons if we can keep our dick out of our wife. And that's easier said than done. She's 21. She's kind of cute. She's an elusive shadow. And she's lustful. Oh, this is going to be hard. 20 plus 20 fertility. Ooh. Yeah, so we're probably going to be kicking out some more kids here, whether I like it or not. So without further ado, let's go ahead and subjugate Ostrogothia. And I don't know what that's going to do to our threat. But, oh well, I think some people may start swearing fealty to us after we win this war. Let's call all of our allies in. Let's raise all of our troops. We're going to leave these 5 guys down in zone. We'll drop them. Let those levies replenish. Good strategy that I think it's important to mention with Crusader Kings, especially when you're subjugating people and you are going to be becoming the liege of your new territories that you get. So, for instance, Schleswig, he loves us. Oh, we're friends, that's right. That was one of the screens that popped up at the very beginning of this movie. We're friends now, we're training to be warriors together. Telemark and Vestfold up here at the top were new vassals that we gained after that subjugation war. So by not destroying in the war, winning wars without destroying the levies from those places, you can guarantee that you have more troops right out of the gate. And if those vassals like you, so Telemark likes us 44 opinion, 46, those are both very strong for brand new vassals. We do have the subjugated bonus with them, which is great, but not the declared war bonus, which is fantastic. So they're at least going to like us for another 9 years guaranteed, and short range should be gone by then, so we'll be in good shape with these guys. But they're going to be willing to join our wars. They're still going to have troops because we didn't kill their troops in the previous war, and we can pretty much back-to-back declare subjugation wars, just chain them all together, and we're going to kind of ignore some of this threat. We're going to see what happens. I actually don't know what happens with the defensive packs in regards to the non-Norse factions. Ooh, hello, Galand. Halo Galland took over Finnmark, which is nice. Hopefully they'll swear fealty to us eventually, or we'll subjugate them. Anywho, I don't know if the Suminosko people will join into wars against Norse rulers. I also think if we're lucky here, we're going to catch Ostrogothia's army in Ostrogothia. Oh, they made it to Nariki, so we're going to kill this 170 troops, and then we'll swing up to Nariki, and we'll kill that main contingent, and that should give us a pretty strong war score. And I mean, if my vassals mop up Westergothia and Holland's forces, and Moore's forces is his other vassal down here, if my vassals wipe out those, like, there's nothing you can do about it. But if we can ignore those guys and just kind of let them roam around, not sack any of our land, we want to stop them from doing that. We don't want to lose the garrisons, because those obviously are going to have to replenish before we can start replenishing our levies that we care about more. then we'll be in good shape. So, on a side tangent, while we fight this war, another kind of focus of this channel is a varied side focus. We're going to do a bottle of the week, whiskey. I love whiskey. I drink while I game. Sometimes I drink beer. Sometimes I'm not in a whiskey mood and I drink beer. But we're going to try to do at least a new bottle every week, because that's maybe about as quick as I drink them. Sometimes longer, sometimes shorter, depends on the bottle. And we'll leave our reviews, leave our opinions about that. Hopefully, if this channel ever blew up and took off, we could get some sponsorships from Tullamore Dew. Looking at you. If anybody knows anyone that works for Tullamore Dew and can get me a sponsorship, I will plug that product on every single video that I make. Captured a prisoner here. Oh, you poor bitch. Are we going to kill him? Who is this guy? Is he of value? He's a nobody. He's a lowborn. He's got decent stats, though. So we're just going to let him sit and rot in jail while we siege down another province. I think we could probably assault some holdings at this point. I don't know if it's worth risking the troops, though. I don't know if it's quite worth risking the troops. Our vassals here are doing a decent job mopping people up, which is fine. When you're doing an early Norse start, gold is always going to be your enemy until you can get some boats and you can get out and you can go raiding. These guys are going to try to recap Ostrogothia, so we are going to hang out here for a moment while Schleswig and Bornholm meet up with the main contingent of troops, and when Holland and Westergothia get to Ostrogothia on the 17th of October, which is right now, we're going to intercept them. We'll break that army, and we want to teach our general light foot because we have all light infantry right now. Oh, wait, they're not going to recap, so we're going to leave them. We're going to let them keep marching. We're going to go down. Oh, good, he picked up light infantry leader. We're going to go down and we're going to cap Oland, which is Ostrogothia's last province that he owns. Yes, it is. So once we cap that, that should give us a 100% war score. Holland and Ostrogothia are circling back on the capital. So we are actually going to assault Oland. Yeah, and only has 190 troops. So we're going to assault that before they can retake. Oh, and that didn't give us 100%. That's a shame. Do they have any already weakened provinces? They don't. All of their garrisons are back up. So we're going to chase Westergothia's army out. We're going to chase their army out. Dang, a lot of people joined that defense pact. They're not. They're going to keep sieging it, so we're going to have to just destroy this army. As much as I don't want to, because they're going to like us. No, actually, he's not going to like us anyways, so screw him. And the reason he's not going to like us is because we're going to get his Ducal Westergothia title after the subjugation war, so it doesn't matter. So we'll pick up the war score for breaking his troops. We don't want him to cause problems for us anyways. And if he has troops, then he could cause serious problems. So we are going to curb stomp this guy and let that wrap up our little war score requirements. There's only 92%. Come on, we didn't miss any temples or anything. So I guess we're just going to have to siege down Westergothia, which does have a temple. So if we don't get 100% off of the tribe, that'll be some nice gold from the temple. And the temple actually has a weakened garrison. They only have 86. Oh, that's a heavy hit. Giving it long dick style to Westergothia. That was like a 55% drop in 12 days. Dang. It's 100%. I think we're going to assault the temple just for the gold. 8 gold for the temple, nice. And we're going to sue for peace, enforce demands. we got Westergothia, the chiefdom of Just, the chiefdom of Ostergothia, and the jarldom of Ostergothia. So now we've got 4 ducal titles. Look at us, badass, balling it up. Look at all those balls. Look at all the balls in our titles line. All of the balls. All of the balls. Oh, I'm looking over at my wife. She's not looking at me. I thought that would get her attention. You might hear her in the background, especially when I say something particularly offensive or dumb. Our threat just jumped to 27. Everybody's going to jump on this hate train, but that's fine. We're gonna snowball now. Like there is no stopping us now. Let's start checking some offer vassalizations because I have on either my Jayland playthrough. Keep in mind I only started playing Norse last week. So oh, and we inherited Bornholm? Dude, our vassals are dropping. They're just it's like we're killing them, but we haven't even started an assassination plot yet in this game. I'm terrified to start assassination plots unless it's like absolutely top tier necessity. Like that whole the whole vicious rumors and the negative penalties you can get for trying to kill somebody. Like it's never quite been worth it diplomatically for me, but it might be now that we're the Vikings and we're all about fighting. Oh, here's that lowborn dude. We're just gonna release him. We can't ransom him. Nope, there's not gonna be any ransoming, so we're just gonna release him. And he still doesn't like it. Fuck you, prick. Shouldn't have fought for the. I should have killed him. We should have cut his head off. Put it on a pike outside of the walls. And we can already form the Kingdom of Sweden. We formed Kingdom of Denmark. A couple duchy level titles that we can make as well. But we've got to give something away. We got to give Bornholm to somebody. That's not one of the lands that we need to hold on to. I'm thinking maybe we give it to Raffen. His marshal isn't very good though. What about Scania, this guy who hates us? That could make him like us. Stewardship's pretty good. His marshal's pretty bad though. We want to put somebody with some good marshal in there. And I think, I don't know. So we're just going to pop up. We're going to pop up our realm really quick. Sort by marshal. Bo, Marshal of Westergothia. A courtier in Upland. This dude's 28 and he's zealous. Zealous. Sunni. This guy's probably better. He's 36. And he's got a higher stewardship. I like that. So this guy just won the lottery. You're a made man now. You are a made man now. Go get married. Go have children. Don't wear a condom. And be prosperous. And that's going to keep our domain size in check. Now, we need to take a look at this defensive pact that everybody is joining. Bunch of fucking pussies. Come on. Come on. That's a lot of people. That's like... That's fuck us a lot of people. That's a lot of people we can't fight all at once. I wish that they broke down. I wish it wasn't just a pagan defense pact. Like, this is why people play with defense pacts off. But it kind of balances the game out because, like I just said, I feel like that always happens in all. This is now my 5th Norse game, and every single all 5 Norse games, Novgorod or Ilomena, I think is what it's called without the English titles on, they come rolling into Finland just like unchecked with this. Oh, I guess they are Sumanusko. I thought they were Slavic or Tengri. They are Slavic, so they're subjugating some Sumanusko guys. That's no good. That's no good. They are a pain in and around the rim of Scandinavia's asshole that is the Karelia region of Finland that should really just be part of Russia. Like, I think this whole duchy of Karelia should just be part of Russia. Like, it's garbage. I don't even think Karelia is part of modern day Finland. I think it is part of modern day Russia. I'm sure it was probably, actually, I know the Russians took it in more recent years, now that I think about it. I think it was part of the Empire of Sweden for the longest time. Like, if you play Empire Total War, that's part of Sweden. That's not, it's not part of Russia. Because even Ingria here, St. Petersburg, that's part of Sweden. We are kind of running the clock at the moment because I want to see if we can get some people to drop out of this defense pact. Always educate your own children. We need to assign Ragnar a guardian who's going to be us. If you have any child vassals, this is kind of my guide to who you should be. Oh, we got her pregnant again. It better be another girl. Actually, it doesn't matter if it's another girl or not. We're going to have enough land. We can probably roll with 2 sons. I don't want to have more than 2 sons, though. But she's 21. She's lustful. She's going to be all over this king dick. But I don't want to have more than 2 sons. At least not under Sigurd. We don't want to have more than 2. Because we're going to have some good land to give away. But... oh, look. And she's good in bed. What a good wife, taking care of us sexually in the bedroom, keeping our spirits up. We already have 188 gold? What? How did that happen? Wait, I was not paying attention. Can we get shipbuilding yet? No, we're not. We gotta fight more battles to get shipbuilding. How did we get 188 gold? We're gonna drop a market village in Upland then. And just kind of increase that gold income. I might even build a second one in Sudermania. Let's get Sudermania, and we're down to 114. So we're going to get one in Åland as well. Just market villages, because the gold is going to be fantastic. And we still have 76 gold. That's respectable. In my head, I thought we only had like around 55, 60, maybe. Alright, so we caught our son lying, take him behind the shed and beat him with a stick. I don't want him to get either. But if he has to have one or the other... I'd rather him get honest. Yeah. Okay, good, that was the 10% chance he gets neither. I'm happy with that. I hate deceitful, I hate honest. I would rather just be neutral on him. Anything that really kind of gives you the negative bonuses, like envious here too, intrigue. Like, I don't care about intrigue. I don't plot a lot. That's what spy masters are for. And I think spy master is one of the easiest slots to get a strong character into. To get a high skill level. Yeah, it's an intrigue skill level. To get a high skill level character into, I feel like on just about all of my games that it's your spy masters that have really, really high skill. And if you want somebody at a higher skill for one of the other trees, you usually have to invite somebody to court, depending on what your own personal focuses are. So for the instance of Scandinavia taking like a martial focus, I think that we end up with a lot of martial people in the country. I don't think any of this is like actually supported by something in the game code and something, but I've kind of noticed, like, if you take an empire down or if you take a kingdom, whatever, down a certain path, the leadership focus kind of trickles down from the top. If you're running a really good focus on stewardship, you end up with a lot of stewards. If you are running kind of a diplomatic focus, you end up with a lot of chancellors. If you're running a military focus, you end up with a lot of good marshals. If you're running a theocratic focus, you end up with a lot of good priests and seeresses or whatever. But for some reason, I feel like there's always high-level spy masters, and I never have to like go looking for them or inviting them to my court to get them into my lineup. I've invited people in my court to take part in a war game in which we practice defending our land from invading enemies. This should be fun. Let's do that. We are going to let the best warlords win. Assign tasks for the war game. We decide that Alfer will defend with me, while Gunhilder will be leading the invading forces. The best man win. At the beginning of the war game, the enemy quickly tries to advance up the hills in the area to get a strategical advantage. Bring all of our forces to contest the defensive ground, rush forward with light skirmish before their force reaches the hill. Let's hit them with the light skirmish. I don't think that's the right option, but let's see what happens. Gunhilder's troops slowly advance up the hill, pressing on despite the assault of our skirmishers. Alfer suggests that we should climb the hills fast. Charge them while they're weakened by pressure. Advance our main army to the higher position than their troops. Circle around the slowdown enemy and attack from behind. That's a bad idea, because then they'll have the high ground. Anakin! If we've learned anything from Anakin, it's take the high ground. So we're going to take the high ground in our little war game. Our opponent's troops are clearly tired, and by using the high ground to our advantage, we quickly gain the upper hand and leave them to burn in a volcano, and that gave us a marshal and 75 prestige. Bada boom, bada snap. So, has anybody... No notifications of people leaving this little defense pact, which is quite annoying. So who's in this? Is Metalpad in this? Metalpad is in it. Let's look for Opland is in it. Well, we can't subjugate them anyways. We can Jarn, Baraland, and Vermaland, and Helsingland we can subjugate. I see. Actually, there's Wormalandia and Jarnabarland, but I don't see Helsingland. Oh, it says he is in it. Pussies. All of them. I should not have done this with defensive packs. That was a mistake. That mistake was mine. And we are not doing as well on levies as I would like. We should probably just start training troops. And there's our second son, Emond. That's a fine name. I didn't want another son. So he's going to get Jelland and Westergothia. Perfect. So that's a good split. That's what I wanted to see. That's exactly what I was expecting to happen. Ostergothia and Upland will stay with Ragnar. So we do need to form Sweden. I think there is... I read a post somewhere that you don't want to form the kingdom title too soon. Like, we could have just done it with all that gold that we dropped on the market villages that are still being built. Where do we need troops? They've still got penalties. No penalties here, though. 729 out of Jailand and 606 out of Finn. So we're going to train troops in Sijaland instead of organizing raiders. We are going to need to send a raid out at some point, because Viking mechanics, you have to be at war or raiding at least once in a it can't be longer than a year since the last time you killed some motherfuckers. So we gotta go do a drive-by somewhere and steal some shit from somebody. I don't know who. We are going to ally with Accursius, and hopefully that will give him the balls to go masquerading through Norway. We might even try to do the same thing with Halogaland, Finnmark, except we need a non-aggression pact with them first. I guess they're not close enough to threaten us, apparently. Yeah, so that's kind of a shame. I don't think anybody that's in a defense pact against us is going to swear fealty, so we need this defense pact to go away, which is going to take some waiting out, which is a pain in the butt because this is supposed to be a whole Sergi tactic run, and we have 17 years left to pull off the goals. We need to take another holy site, and we need to subjugate some people and go raiding. And we just got some zealots. Shoot. We can't use the zealots to raid. But, big buts, we can use the zealots to defend us in a defense war. So we're going to move the zealots to Åland and effectively kind of cut off Finland, who can only raise 404 troops. Is Finland still in the defense pact against us? Savo is not in the defense pact against us. Neither is Novgorod or Kola or Lapland or Westrobothnia. So we don't have to worry about any of them. Did some people drop out? Some people didn't. The Prussia and Poland are there, but they will be done with any war that we declare before Prussia or Poland or Livonia or Pomerania gets to us. Like, maybe they'll get to Denmark, but I'm thinking what we're gonna do is Zerg a bunch of people at once to take advantage of the threat bonuses. We probably should have taken Gotland. We should have taken Gotland during our last war. Oh, we also do need the king title before people will swear fealty to us. And we got our wife pregnant again. Getting it on. Dude needs to figure out how to pull out. This better not be another son. I'm gonna be pissed if this is another son. If this is another son, that means Ostrogothia will go to the second son. Actually, no, Jetland will go to the second son. Ostrogothia will go to the third son, and then it'll give Westrogothia to Ragnar. And then Ragnar will obviously get Upland. Because Gavelkind sucks. I should just be able to dole out titles. But that's how it'll go, and then we'll live with it, and we'll just have to fight a war upon succession. And it won't be pretty. It'll be a civil war. Who knows who will join what sides or anything like that, but I think it'll probably just be us versus our brother. If that's the case, God forbid we should have a fourth son. God forbid. That would be, oh, that would be awful. So, we are at the 35-minute mark. So we are going to stop and take a break. And at the beginning of the next game, beginning of the next episode, which I'm going to film tonight. Yeah, we're just coming up on 11. I got time. I got time to film another short episode. We're going to do... Yep, we've been at peace for too long. There it is. I knew it was going to hit. Title claim issues. We can press a claim on Gotland. We are going to do a nice big war. I'm just kind of analyzing how many troops we're up against. We are going to do a nice big war, and we're going to attack. Go big or go home, guys. We are going to attack Wermelandia, Jarnbaraland, Metalped, and Gotland all in one fell swoop. It looks like most of the other people opposing us are here on the mainland, so we're just going to have to zerg it. We're going to have to zerg it. Maybe we'll do 2 at a time. I think 2 at a time is probably not a bad plan. And then, right as the war finishes, we'll immediately declare the next war before anybody can join the defensive pact off of the new threat. So that's where we're going to leave it off. Please like and subscribe. This is a new channel, so every like and subscribe really helps me in the search criteria. And I would love to keep making these videos because I'm having a blast with it. And I will look forward to the next episode. We'll see you guys in a few minutes.